Greetings, fellow watch comrades, and welcome back to the Watch Comrade Show. For Russian Watches 101, we thought we would start with something fairly simple that several people have actually requested, and that's a basic demonstration of how to set the date on a Russian watch. Most Russian watches, not all of them, Volmax is actually coming out with a new movement that's going to have one of those push buttons on the side where you can change the date quickly. But most Russian watches don't have what you would call a traditional quick set date, meaning that you don't pull the crown to a certain position and then set the date. That said, you don't have to go all the way around the horn a full 24 hours every time you want to advance the date. There is a version of a quick set date in Russian watches. Basically, and I chose this model, this is actually one of the more recent, one of the brand new Expedition Trophies that just came out, which I will be featuring on an episode soon. Basically, you take the watch past midnight, and I chose this watch because it has that the 24-hour dial, which will show we just went past midnight and the date changed. Now, you go counterclockwise and you drop back, usually to about 8 o'clock, sometimes it varies. You'll see the date kind of jiggle in the window, hear a little click, and then you take the watch back past midnight and the date changes again. Now, I know that in the watch world you're told that it is verboten to take a watch counterclockwise. And I'm not going to sit here and say to you guys that it would be healthy to aggressively take a watch in a counterclockwise fashion. Of course not. You wouldn't want to go back hours and hours and hours. That isn't good for the movement. However, let me be absolutely clear that this is the manufacturer's suggested method of changing the date on these Russian watch movements. You will not hurt the movement as long as you're not overly aggressive in what you're doing. As long as you're taking the watch back to the position that is designed for a reset of the date, like that, and then you're not aggressively going further counterclockwise and then going back past midnight to change the date. Then you toggle back and forth in this fashion until you get the watch set on the date that you were desiring. Now, again, let me reiterate, you will not damage the movement by setting the date in this fashion. This is the manufacturer's suggested method for changing the date. Any of the basic Russian watch movements, 3133, 3105, any of the watch movements that are in the Vostok-Europe are going to require this method of changing the date. If you have been taking the watch all the way around the horn, 24-hour cycle, every time you wanted to change the date, you don't have to do that anymore. Again, I'm just going to say it one more time. This counterclockwise motion, when accomplished with no greater aggressiveness than required to get the reset of the click for the date so that it jiggles in the window, will not damage the movement in any way and will provide you at least a quicker version of changing the date than having to go all the way around the 24-hour. And that is how you set the date on a Russian watch. Thanks, keep watching, and we'll be working on the next segment of Russian Watches 101, most likely some kind of a basic history. Who knows? We're just putting things together. I've got some questions out there on the forums, BDWF, Watch Geeks, Watch You Seek, Time Tech Talk, asking people to give me feedback on what they'd like to see in Russian Watches 101. We want to give you what you're looking for. Again, we appreciate all the positive comments and everybody who's been watching the show so far, and we're having a good time and looking forward to bringing more of the Watch Comrade Show to you on YouTube. Keep watching.